Visparad 9. 1. I desire to offer my homage and praise to the offered Ha'amas and Za'athras, and to those also which shall be offered, which smite victoriously, and are foes of hatred, and following in company, as they do, with the healing virtues of sanctity, following also in company with those of Kiste, religious knowledge, and with the remedies of Mazda, and with those of Zarathustra, and the Zarathustrotema. 2. And to the offered Ha'amas and Za'athras, which accompany those remedies which belong to the holy disciple, well versed in good devices, and accompanying those of the itinerant, also versed in good devices, and accompanying those likewise of the good Mazdayasnian faith, and those of the pious and good veracity, and of the pious word against unbelief. 3. For information and explanation, for preparation and devotion, for the libation and complete offering, for the complete recital of the liturgy memorized as well, and to those Ha'amas which are pungent, bounteous, holy, and offered with sanctity, and for a blessing, to those which are yet to be offered with sanctity, and which are now being celebrated, and which are likewise in the future to be celebrated, to those which are being pressed with sanctity, and those which are yet to be pressed. To these I desire to approach, and to express my homage and my praise. 4. And I desire to express my homage and my praise to the strength of the strong, and to the victorious blow of the mighty, to the powerful rectitude and blessedness, to Geste, and the priority for the bountiful ascendancy, and of these powerful Yazads, which are bountiful immortals, who rule aright, and dispose of all aright, ever living, ever helpful, who, male and female, dwell together with a good mind. To these I desire my homage and my praises to approach. 5. Yea, I desire to approach for homage and praises towards our universal weal and immortality, the body of the kind, and of the kind soul. I desire to approach the fire of the spoken name, and toward that farmhouse which is sanctified, and which has fields and comfort and mercy for the poor. 6. As a praiser with praise for the sacrifice homage, which is this praise of her Mazda, of the bountiful immortals, and of the holy and lofty Lord, for the sacrifice and homage of the Lord that most attains his ends, and which is this praise of that blessedness which has approached us, and of the well-timed prayer for blessings offered in the ritual. 7. Which is likewise the praiser of the Matra Smenta, the bounteous word of reason, and of the Mazdayasnian religion, and the praises of the Yasnas, which is also that of all the lords of the ritual, and of the well-timed prayers for blessings, for the sacrifice, homage, propitiation, and glorification of the entire creation of the holy and the clean. So, our ritual blessings and such, what are goodly mention, what these things are towards or unto, is not, it's not to everything. It's conditional for those things that have choices, you could say. Visparad 10. 1. I desire to approach the Arazahes with my praise, and the Savahes, and Fradadafshu, and Vidadafshu, and Vauru Bareste, and Vauru Gareste, and this Karshvar, which is Havanirapa. 2. And I desire to approach the stone mortar with my praise, and the iron mortar, and the cup that holds the Za'atra, and the hair which stays the spilling, and thy bearisman spread with sanctity, and I desire to approach the Ahuna area with my praise, and the ritual prayers besides Ahuna, and the standing offices of the Mazdayasnian faith. And Visparad 9 gives us a note that the section should be read before Yasna 22, and the homage and praise in verse 1 supplied necessarily from Visparad 10, verse 2. And the sciences, the medical sciences, are referred to as the good devices in the couple notes in verse, versed in good devices, and accompanying those. Likewise. Oh, well, I guess likewise isn't said both times. And so we move on from there to the spoken name in verse 4, having a yast, or some other spiritual formula, of course. The fields and comfort. There's an instant where Havatra meant comfort, and praises of the yasnas in verse 7, perhaps the yasts, otherwise a later portion of the yasna, or perhaps something forgot, because remember, it seems that most things are forgotten here. Visparad 10 follows 12, and which stays the spilling mentioned in verse 2. We have the Varesa consists, as used at present, 3, 5, or 7 hairs from the tail of a white bull, which are tied to a gold, silver, copper, or brass ring. This can be used as long as the bull lives, but as often as it is used, it must be reconsecrated. Well, that's one of the things that a lot of ritual inherently does, is it ever reconsecrates things.